Before you edit another video, watch these 18 Premiere Pro tricks. They'll save you time on every single project. Trick number 1. Whenever you import footage into your Premiere Pro timeline, like I've done here by dragging and dropping a few clips, you'll often notice those annoying black bars around the edges. Normally, what most people do is select the clip, head over to Scale, and manually resize it to fit the frame. The problem is, you have to repeat that process for every single clip, which can be pretty time-consuming. But here's the fastest way. Simply select all the clips that don't fill the frame, right-click, and choose Scale to Frame Size. Premiere Pro will automatically resize every selected clip to match your sequence, saving you a ton of time. Trick number 2. Let's say you only need this section of a clip from here to here. Normally, you'd grab the razor tool, make your first cut, move the playhead to where you want the clip to end, make another cut, switch back to the selection tool, delete both unwanted sections, then manually drag everything together and reconnect the remaining clips. That works, but it's definitely time-consuming. Here's the faster way. Just place your playhead where you want the clip to begin and press Q. Premiere Pro will instantly remove everything before the playhead and automatically ripple the remaining clip into place. Then move to where you want the clip to end and press W. Premiere Pro will trim everything after the playhead and automatically close the gap by moving the remaining clips together. It's one of the fastest ways to trim clips in Premiere Pro. Here's the bonus tip. Let's say you want to trim and delete part of a clip without moving it on the timeline. Simply hold Shift and press Q where you want to make the first trim. Then move the playhead to where you want the clip to end, hold Shift again, and press W. Premiere Pro will trim everything before and after the playhead while keeping the clip in its original position. Nothing shifts on the timeline. Also, if you only want to make cuts without trimming anything, just use Ctrl+K. Place the playhead wherever you want to make a cut, then press Ctrl+K. Repeat it anywhere you need additional cuts. Trick number 3. The J, K, and L keys are some of the most useful shortcuts for editing in Premiere Pro. Press L to play your video forward. Each time you press it again, the playback speed increases, making it easy to quickly preview your edit. Press K to stop playback. Press J to play your video in reverse. Just like L, every additional press increases the playback speed in the backward direction. And of course, press K again to stop. These 3 shortcuts are incredibly useful because they're placed right next to each other on your keyboard. Trick number 4. Let's say you want to add a transition between all of these clips. Simply select all the clips, then press Ctrl+D. Premiere Pro will instantly apply a smooth cross-dissolve transition between every selected clip. This is the default video transition that comes with Premiere Pro. If you'd like to change the default transition, simply open the effects panel, go to Video Transitions, then expand Dissolve. You'll see that Cross Dissolve has a blue outline around it, which means it's currently set as the default transition. Now let's say you want to make Blur Dissolve your default instead. Just right-click Blur Dissolve and choose Set Selected as Default Transition. You'll notice the blue outline moves to Blur Dissolve, confirming it's now your default transition. From now on, whenever you select your clips and press Ctrl+D, Premiere Pro will automatically apply Blur Dissolve instead of Cross Dissolve. Trick number 5. Let's say you want to add smooth transitions between your audio clips. Simply select all the audio clips, then press Ctrl+Shift+D. Premiere Pro will instantly apply your default audio transition between all the selected clips, giving you much smoother audio cuts. If you want to check or change which transition is being used by default, go to Audio Transitions, then expand Crossfade. You'll see that Constant Power is usually set as the default transition. Trick number 6. Let's say you want to speed up this clip. Simply right-click the clip and choose Speed/Duration. By default, the speed is set to 100%. To make the clip play faster, just change it to 200%, then click OK. As you can see, the clip now plays twice as fast and its duration becomes shorter. If you'd like to play the clip in reverse, open Speed/Duration again, check Reverse Speed, and click OK. Now your clip will play backward. Trick number 7. Let's say you only want to speed up the middle section of your clip, not the entire clip. You want this part to play faster, then smoothly return to normal speed. You'll notice a line running across your clip. Right now, that line is controlling opacity. If you drag it up or down, you'll be adjusting the clip's opacity. Instead, right-click the clip, go to Show Clip Keyframes, then choose Time Remapping, then choose Speed. Next, move the playhead to where you want the speed change to begin. Hold Ctrl, then click with the left mouse button to create your first keyframe. Move to where you want the speed change to end, hold Ctrl again, and click with the left mouse button to create a second keyframe. Now simply drag the line between those 2 keyframes upward. For example, if you want that section to play at 200%, raise it until it reaches 200%. You'll notice that section becomes shorter because it's now playing faster. The middle portion of your clip is sped up, and once it reaches the second keyframe, it returns to its normal 100% speed. You might notice that the speed changes happen very abruptly. To make the transition smoother, simply select the left keyframe and drag its handle slightly to the right. Then select the right keyframe and drag its handle slightly to the left. Now, instead of instantly jumping to a faster speed, the clip gradually accelerates, stays at a constant speed, and then smoothly slows back down to its original 100% speed. Trick number 8. Let's say you want to remember to add a text animation to this section later, maybe before you export your video. Simply move the playhead to the exact spot where you want the reminder and press M. This instantly adds a marker to your timeline. Now, hold Alt and click on the marker. This lets you adjust its duration. Simply drag either side to extend it for as long as you need. Next, double-click the marker and give it a name, for example, text animation. Then click OK. Now, whenever you come back to this part of your timeline, you'll immediately know that this is where you need to add your text animation. You can also color code your markers to keep your timeline even more organized. Just double-click the marker again and choose any color you prefer. Trick number 9. Let's say you want to capture this exact frame as a screenshot, whether it's for your thumbnail or any other purpose. Simply go to the program monitor and click the camera icon. A dialog box will appear where you can enter a file name. For example, I'll name it thumbnail. Next, choose your preferred file format. I'll leave it set to JPEG. Then select the folder where you'd like to save the image and click OK. Premiere Pro will instantly save that frame as a high-quality screenshot in the location you selected. Trick number 10. The Global FX Mute button lets you instantly disable and re-enable all the effects applied to your timeline. For example, I've added some color correction to this clip, and now I want to compare the before and after versions. Using Ctrl+Z isn't an option because I don't want to undo my edits or reset the effect. Instead, I'll simply click Global FX Mute. With it enabled, all effects are temporarily disabled, so this is the original version of the clip. Click it again to turn it off, and all of your effects are instantly restored. If you don't see the Global FX Mute button in your program monitor, click the button editor, then drag and drop the Global FX Mute button onto the toolbar below the program monitor. Now with a single click, you can instantly toggle all your effects on or off. Trick number 11. Let's say you're previewing your video, but playback feels really laggy. A quick way to improve performance is to lower the playback resolution in the program monitor. Simply open the playback resolution menu and reduce the quality. The preview may look slightly less sharp, but you'll notice that playback becomes much smoother. If it's still lagging, lower it even further to 1/8 resolution. And don't worry, this only affects the preview while you're editing. When you export your video, Premiere Pro will still render it at the full export quality you've selected. Trick number 12. Let's say you're deep into your edit and suddenly you realize that you accidentally deleted the audio from one of your clips. At this point, Ctrl+Z is no longer an option. Here's a quick way to get it back. Simply select the clip in your timeline and press F on your keyboard. Premiere Pro will automatically load that exact clip into the source monitor, matching the duration of the clip you're using in your timeline. From there, you can drag either audio only or video only directly from the source monitor back onto your timeline. Then simply place it exactly where you need it and you're good to go. Trick number 13. Let's say you want to place this clip between these two clips. Normally, you'd select all the clips that come after it, drag them forward to create some space, move this clip into position, and then manually close everything back up afterward. That works, but it's a long process, especially if you're working with multiple tracks and a more complex timeline. Here's the easier way. Simply select the clip you want to move, hold Control, then drag it to the exact spot where you want to insert it. When you drop the clip, Premiere Pro will automatically create space at that position and push all the following clips forward, keeping everything perfectly aligned. Trick number 14. Once you've finished editing your project, you've probably noticed that your project panel has become pretty messy. You may also see multiple duplicate clips, making it harder to stay organized. Here's a quick way to clean it up. Simply go to the Edit menu, then click Consolidate Duplicates. Premiere Pro will automatically remove duplicate items from your project panel, leaving everything much cleaner and easier to manage. Also, if you've imported clips that you never ended up using, you can remove those as well. Just go back to the Edit menu and click Remove Unused. Premiere Pro will instantly remove all unused media from your project panel, helping you keep your project organized, clutter-free, and much more professional. Trick number 15. Let's say you want to remove a very specific part of an audio clip. Normally, you'd zoom in on your timeline, place a cut at the beginning of the section you want to remove, Move the playhead to where that section ends, make another cut, and then delete that portion. The problem is, even after zooming in, there's a limit to how much detail you can see in the audio waveform. But here's the trick. Open the timeline hamburger menu and enable Show Audio Time Units. Now you can zoom in much further and work with your audio at a much more precise level, making it easier to create accurate cuts and edits. Trick number 16. Let's say you've added these two keyframes and one of them is placed right at the very end of the clip. Now you want to apply some easing to that last keyframe, but it's difficult because you've already reached the maximum zoom out level in the Effect Controls panel. But here's the trick. Click the hamburger menu and uncheck Pin to Clip. Once it's disabled, you'll be able to zoom out much further in the timeline inside the Effect Controls panel. This gives you more room to work, making it much easier to select, adjust, and fine-tune your keyframes, especially the ones near the beginning or end of your clip. Trick number 17. Let's say you've finished editing your project and you realize you've used multiple different fonts throughout your timeline. Changing each one manually can be time-consuming. But here's the trick. Go to Graphics and Titles at the top, then click Replace Fonts in Project. A dialog box will open showing every font that's currently being used in your project. Simply select the font you want to replace, then choose the new font you'd like to use from the list below. If you want every title to use the same font, just select all fonts in the list and replace them all with your preferred font. Once you're done, click OK. Trick number 18. Let's say you want to select all the clips from this point onward. Selecting each clip manually can be slow, especially on a large timeline. Here's the easier way. Simply press A on your keyboard to activate the Track Select Forward tool, then click at the point where you want the selection to begin. Premiere Pro will automatically select every clip from that point forward, allowing you to move all of them together or reposition them wherever you need. If you want to select everything in the opposite direction, press Shift plus A. This switches to the Track Select Backward tool. Now click anywhere on the timeline and Premiere Pro will select all the clips from that point backward, making it just as easy to move or edit the earlier part of your timeline. That's all for today's tutorial. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more informative tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.